Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I'm going to be sharing a couple of these different, I guess you could call them side hustles that I plan on doing. And I kind of talked about this a little bit in my past video, but I do intend on, going forth with this. I'll kind of tell you how far I've gotten already and what I'm doing. So the members area, I kind of shared a couple different methods that I am doing. I am slow in that process, but that will be different than what I'm sharing today. So something that I mentioned a few weeks ago is my whole debacle on Etsy. And on Etsy specifically, guys, I was, just to make a very, very long story short, shipping errors, shipping issues, new supplier basically caused me to rethink my whole entire Etsy strategy. And I'm deciding to create physical products and have them shipped out. The product that I'm already creating, and I already had a customer, got my first 5-star review on the product, is these mouse pads. I'm doing different kinds. You can call them a desk mat, gaming mouse mat, whatever you want to call it. But I'm starting off with 2 sizes. I'm also printing other kinds of products as well, but these are like the main ones. And this is not my account. I'm just simply sharing an example of how they look. So something like this. I bought all the equipment. I bought the printer. I bought the heat press. I bought, all that kind of stuff. And I want to actually compile a video showing everybody how it's done and what to do. I'm not necessarily saying that you should do the same thing. I'm just simply sharing what I'm doing. That's all I got to say. So this is something that I'm currently working on. Like I said, I had my first customer, which I had a little bit of an issue because I'm not used to using USPS standard. I think it's called standard ground or something like that. I can't exactly, or ground standard. I don't know what kind of shipping method it is, but I know it's a United States Postal Service, and it kind of took really, really long to get delivered. So I sent a second one to the customer. Like I said, I had no idea what I was doing. It's the first time, but I'm catching my learning the way, I guess you could say. This is not my first time on Etsy. Just for people who don't know, I sell mostly digital products with side of physical products. This was last year, but like I said, certain things got in the way. I had to change my strategy, not so much on the digital side, but on the physical side, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now on Etsy. And if you want to see those videos, I'll leave links in the description. You can watch it. Okay, so that's something I'm going to be building, I guess you could say, in the background. It's not something I'm going to be relying on income. It's definitely not going to be a high income generator, at least for the first probably 2-3 years. But it is something that will generate income over time, and I'm happy to do it. Second thing, sorry for saying too much, by the way. I'm going to get better at speaking as time goes on. I am focused on being cognizant of that. Second thing is I want to make these documentary-style videos. There's all kinds of different strategies and different ways to do them, but a good example is History Channel, right, on YouTube. They'll pick a certain topic and just simply talk about it. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. Now, ideally, for me personally, I think I want to go with the faceless route. I want to go with the faceless route, and I want to utilize AI to create the images. For those who are curious, this channel that I'm talking to you guys through is a faceless channel. Every channel that I have is a faceless channel. I have multiple channels. They're not all, tremendously large or anything like that, but I intend to keep that strategy going. I think it's just simple, easy, and it's definitely creates more peace of mind for sure, But anyways, you see videos like this, let's say like this. I'll just go ahead and click on it. This is a video on the history of St. Patrick, so I'll just play a few seconds of it. I just want to see if you guys can hear it as well. Let's turn the mic on here, so just for a few seconds so you guys can see this.
St. Patrick was born not in Ireland, but in Britain around AD 35. Well, actually, he wasn't called St. Patrick at the time, or even Patrick, but was referred to as Maewyn Succat.
Okay, so there you go. You guys kind of see it now. The reason why I'm inclined or motivated to do this is, first off, I know how YouTube works, right? So I posted, a few videos in my time, as you guys know. You guys have been with me here for a while, so you guys see a sample of that video. It is going to take me to learn how to edit videos better, and that's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to become a better video editor over time, And video editing is nothing that I've paid attention to ever in my life. I can say that very clearly right now. If there's ever a time where I needed to fix something or something like that, I just use Movie Maker, iMovie. Not Movie Maker. Movie Maker is the Windows version. iMovie, right? So simple, basic stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I won't do that here, but I am looking to do something a little bit better here with these videos. I do want to become successful creating these documentary style videos. I know they can generate a lot of views, and that would be the number one way that I plan on bringing an income from these type of videos. As I told you guys, I'm going to have a little bit more time on my hands here in the future because I sold off my blogging websites. Blogging used to take majority of my effort throughout the day. I do plan on creating a few websites, which I already got the domains to, and I'm going to slowly be working on them. I've just been experiencing some ups and downs in my personal life, so that's why I've kind of been slow to all of this kind of stuff. But, time passes, fixes all problems, so we'll get to it. But this is something that I'm highly intrigued in doing, and I think it's going to have a good, positive outcome over the long term. Now, something that I will note is, yes, I will still be blogging, but not to the degree that I have before. I will be building websites, not to the degree that I have before. And there are certain things that I will be doing. So, for example, this is one of the YouTube channels that I plan on doing in terms of this style. So this style has nothing to do with business, just literally documentaries about history, about people, about things like that. And I plan on doing that. And I find that this channel represents it really well. Even History Channel does it really well too. It's not necessarily faceless, but it's there's no identity really behind it. It's just a brand name. And I think I might want to create something like that. Now, for a channel like this, I probably will not create a website associated with it, to be 100% honest with you. Because the main goal of the videos is to entertain, to educate, not necessarily to sell anything associated with it. However, there are other things, other business skills, let's say, that I've accumulated, I've learned in my lifetime. Let's say SEO, for example. I want to have a YouTube channel, which I kind of do already. It has like 3,000 subscribers or something. I just haven't posted on it in a good 6 months, but I want to post more on that channel. I want to create content more on there and share with people what I've done to, sell my websites, build my blogs, become successful in that arena. Now, there's a lot of people, like I said, who create content in that world. So I don't want to necessarily mimic what everyone else is doing. I have to find kind of my own angle and create more content there. But you can see how my attention is shifting a little bit. I'm kind of thinking, okay, what are the trends? What are things that people enjoy doing currently, right? So I think a lot of people enjoy watching videos now more than reading blogs, let's say. Although I still believe that blogs have a space and time and an audience that is ideally for it. That's why Reddit exists. Reddit is literally just written content that people enjoy and communicate with each other through. But I think there's also a bigger place for video over time now. And I think video is really the main medium. If you look at it, at least me personally, I don't even watch TV. If I'm going to watch something, it's going to be on YouTube for the most part. So I think video is going to be here to stay for the long term, at least for the next 10 years. So I do want to put my energy into something that is going to have a little bit more long-term success, just the same way that I had with my blogs. Of course, there are things that bring in side hustle income, but I wouldn't consider, for example, the income that I make on Redbubble or TeePublic something that I can permanently rely on. If I don't own the asset, if I don't have ownership over it, and if it can't easily surpass 10K, 20K a month, it's not something that I want to consistently do for years on end in reliance on it. Now, is it something that I will do? Absolutely. You guys have seen me do it for years. But is it something that I will do to rely on? The answer is no. It's always extra income. So when I talk about stock photography, when I talk about the other super secret strategy that I shared in the members area that I won't be sharing here, those kind of strategies are side hustle income over time. They're not income that I'm relying on. And that, I think that's one of the most important things I want to share with you guys here through a whiteboard video. If I can grab a whiteboard here and just kind of explain this. So when you're trying to generate passive income, and I could feel that I confidently could talk about this now because I've been through A through Z, all the way, through every step of this process. First, you need to have a main source of income. All right, that main source of income for most people is going to be some sort of occupation or some sort of job. And that's okay. This can change over time. But then after that, you can have these side hustle incomes. And not everybody structures it this way. I know for me personally, at one point in time, it didn't look like this. For me, I only had the one main thing, and that was it. There was nothing else to it, which at the time was my clothing company. And I call it a clothing company, but it really was an online store where I was selling clothing, weightlifting gear. I had like a mini warehouse, which was a storage unit about 4,000 square feet, shipping stuff out from there. So that's what I was doing. But at the time, I didn't really have many of these side income hustles. The only thing I really had at the time was KDP. So for those who watch my channel for a decent amount of time, you may have heard me talk about KDP. KDP was something that I was decently successful. I mean, I would make like 35K a year on KDP. Nothing too crazy, obviously, but around 30 to 3 to 35K a year on KDP. And that would be something that I was running with the clothing. But that was towards the end of the clothing, like maybe, the last few months. And I had this going for me. I really recommend people to have a little bit different of approach. You need to have multiple of these, even if it's a small number. Like let's say, for example, you're a beginner still in the world of making money online, and maybe you made $200 in 1 month. And one of the systems that you're making money from online, let's just say it brings in $150 a month. That's okay if you have 4 other things that are bringing in $10, $5, whatever. And it's not necessarily about the number, because you can grow that over time. What's really more important is the approach to your mindset of diversity. And I'll tell you why, because if you have this system here, right, where you're making all $200 from the main thing, and something happens to it for whatever reason. We've heard stories millions of times online through people's comments, through Reddit, through all kinds of things, where a system or a company is no longer choosing to work with that person for whatever reason, banned, blocked, or whatever it is, then they lose everything. And, it's not ideal. So diversity always allows you to rest on something, at least, if something goes wrong. Now, ideally, when you would build up these sources of incomes, whether it be the main or the side kind of hustles, mentally which one fits where. Because if you treat something like a Redbubble in a way where, let's say Redbubble.com, you're uploading designs, creating products. You're uploading there and you're thinking that one day you're going to generate 10K in income per month, and then you're going to quit your job off the 10K. That's a risky move. Now, making the 10K is really not the hard part. The hard part, even though that is hard, don't get me wrong, per month, that's very hard. But the hard part here is quitting the job, right? Quitting the main thing. For some people, like I said, it might be a job, might be something else, might be a business, who knows. But if you quit the main thing and you're relying on this 10K, well, you're basically putting your success, or not even your success, but your livelihood, your ability to live, in someone else's hands. In this case, Redbubble, which, by the way, doesn't really have the best track history based on what you've seen online, right? People have all kinds of negative things to say about the company. So as far as your success, now, I don't believe that, by the way. Just a little side note, if you guys don't watch my videos, I'm a huge proponent of Redbubble. I uploaded tons of stuff on there, and I produce income all the time through virtual assistants, through the work that I did in the past, etc. So, I'm not against it. But there are a lot of people who are against it because of their personal reasons. But the point is diversity is key. So what is going to be my next main thing? I'm not really sure yet. I'm not 100% there yet. I haven't decided. And that's I feel I could be wrong, but that's an okay place to be. I'm going to work on a bunch of different things. I'm going to be working on the Etsy. I'm going to be working on different YouTube channels, this being one of them, obviously, but this is not something, obviously, I can rely on. Hopefully, in the future, I can build a nice channel, of a decent size, something like this. Maybe not having 14 million subs, but, something nice, I don't know what it will take. I can't even guess. I can't say I'm going to have 50K subs or 500K subs. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what I'm going to be at, but or how many views per video, because that's really what matters the most, is how many views you're getting per video in that kind of concept. So I'm gonna have to really study the game of YouTube, like how to create entertainment type videos. I'll probably study Mr. Beast, I'll study all kinds of people, but the Etsy, the YouTube, I'm gonna have a few websites that are mainly as blogs for different products that I'm selling around passive income business type models. So, quick example is I mentioned that I have other YouTube channels, like one in the SEO space, search engine optimization. I'm going to have a blog, or I already have a blog technically around that, but, giving that as an example, so as a point in expansion. What else? I'm trying to think. Obviously, stock photography. I feel like that's a little bit obvious. Print on demand, that's obvious. Things like that. But there's also the super secret method that I haven't talked about publicly, and I don't think I will. But that's all in my members area. For those who know what I'm talking about, you just go to my channel, right? And you see here videos. Just look for the ones with the members only on them. And some of them are this one. So like a video like this, a video like this. It says the AI Money Strategy, Episode 2, Episode 3, Episode 4. These are the episodes that I'm talking about, the strategy that I won't necessarily mention here. Another thing just reminded me, just looking at this, which is ebook writing. So I do plan on having more books published, but not necessarily through KDP, even though I just published one book through KDP recently after years of not doing it, but ebooks specifically through a website, through a website, the funnel method. So I'll be sharing more of that. I think I already shared a few videos on not design, but creating the ebook, building it, kind of the business plan behind how you do it, finding the niche, those kind of things I already spoke about. But these kind of things already is a full plate of work. I don't know what's going to be the main thing. I'm also doing investing, by the way. I forgot to mention this. The market is down right now, so there's nothing really I'm going to do right now, but I'm already over leveraged, so there's nothing I could do. It's not like I'm going to reinvest or anything. I'm just going to wait for the market to go up, even though I know I should be buying when it's low. The whole thing, I get it. But something like this is, I feel like, a lot on a day-to-day basis for somebody who's not really working anymore. So if you guys have suggestions, like I said in the last video, I need your help. I need your answers. I need your help. I need your solutions. I need your recommendations, conversations. Mention them to me, please. I want to know if there's something out there. Maybe I'll get into it. Maybe I'll just, share it. Maybe I'll document my journey through it. Let me know. All right. That's all I got to say. So thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate your guys' comments in the last video. I did read through all of them, and thank you guys for watching. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Bye.